All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Hollywood, and I am a digital branding team manager and instructor for the Colorado Media School. And if you don't know me, and for those of who do know me, I'm also known as Bad Hollie, a singer, an entertainer, an all-around media digital guru. And today I'm going to walk you through Web Flow that makes sense and how to have fun with Canva's unique site tools. By the end of this, you'll have a solid web presence that looks, what do we like to say, fire? That's killer and that will perform well. Don't forget to drop your questions in the chat at any time. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share. If this is the first time you're here, let us know. Let's start. You definitely want to start with a strong, you want your first page to be strong. What I mean by that is you want a headline. You don't want to say, hello, meet, or welcome. You want your first headline to pretty much describe what your whole web page is going to be about. For example, if you're a digital creator, I would put Denver creator, or you want some sort of relevance to it. So maybe like, keywords like Denver videographer, short form video. So we're going to dive deep more into the SEO portion of when it comes to your website. But to those of you who haven't been or used Canva before, you can get a free domain and you can publish your website. It will just say at my Canva site, but you will have your own domain. Domains vary. Canva will give you a domain anywhere from $20 a month to $18 a month, .org.com. There's other cheap ways around that. But if you're new to Canva, there's so much. There's so much that Canva can do for you. And you can get Canva Pro for $12.99 a month, or that will be $19.99 a year. Let's dive into it. Let's do some fun stuff. So I'm going to pop on over. So here is, I've already hopped into a website creative text, but I'm going to start from scratch and start from the beginning so you can see how this is done, even from a beginner stance if you're just scratching the surface with Canva. So the first thing I'm going to do is you're going to see create design, and you're going to see all your tools over on the left-hand side. Pay no attention to this. We're going over here to the nice purple little create design, and we're going to push it. And up at the top, you would see what would you like to create. And I'm going to put website. Oh, let's spell it right here. Website. And I'm going to do the 1366 by 786. So that first page, like I said, is going to be very, very helpful when it comes to what your description of your website's going to be. Now, think of all of you who are in school right now. You're learning voiceovers, you're doing videography. There's so much. And this is where it can get a little tricky. And this is where SEO is very relevant. You can always go to Google Words to find more of when it comes to how to come up with a category for your page. But for now, I'm going to go over to design up on the left side where your tools are. And I'm going to pick this fun little, you can see there's a pro. So you have to have the pro to use this feature. So you will see that there's stuff without crowns. And those you can use for free. But I'm going to pop over here to the pro side and literally just click on this first clip. Boom, there I go. Ideally, when you're thinking of a topic for your page, and as a creative that does multiple things like singing and entertaining and short form video and content creation, sometimes it's hard to figure out what my title is going to be in my first page. So I'm going to clean this up here. You don't want to start with meet or welcome. And another thing you want to do is use large font. That is what Google is going to go through and rate you on your first page on your topic with the largest font. And is it a big deal? It is. It's a big deal. So if I put content creator, and then here, your secondary source, I could put more of like my relevance, what I specialize in. You don't want it to take over. And I'm just cleaning up some of the stuff to clutter. And it literally is as easy as clicking and then just hitting delete on your computer like I'm about to do to this really nice gentleman right here, because I want to put something fun over there later. When you see a picture slot, just to show you what it does, I'm going to pull and upload. It will just pull and kind of fit your picture in, so you still have that nice uniform box. And you can double click and kind of size it up. But I'm going to get rid of it because I want to show you something fun. Here, another thing that Canva does is it will match, like if you guys have a logo, it will match the colors of your logo. If you're building a website for someone else, it'll also, it's one of the features that I love, so I don't have to shop for the hex colors. So here I'm going to go to content creator. Let's go here. Where's our webinar? We should have a little webinar folder. I'm going to pull this picture over because we're going to do something kind of fun with it. It's my impression of my Spider-Man stance. But here on the left, you look at there's tools galore, but the majority of the tools you're going to find that you use are on top. We found our design, our template and design elements are everything from video, photographs, graphics, shapes, even people, you name it. Anything you search, it's going to pop up. Canva's got a lot of features and a lot of extra stuff. So here I'm going to hit upload. Just say, for instance, we have let's see, what can I use? Find something fun here. Here we go. For a logo. So I got my content creator and this big fun print. And then over here, we're going to get rid of this Easter egg pink. And when I hit the color, see how it's got the purple line around the box? When I hit the color of this pink, you're going to see over here that it has taken my logo and it has pulled the colors. What a fantastic feature. I'm going to go blue. Another fun feature is the apps. This is something that you can totally rabbit hole in when it comes to the apps. But I am going to click this picture. I'm going to remove background. And then I'm going to go over to the app store feature. And then I'm going to put in easy reflections. You'll see a little sneaker. I'm going to select that. I'm going to hit create reflection. And then I'm going to add it. You can tweak it a little bit. You can see where the shadow is from my boot and then up to my head. But I'm going to keep the shadow about up to my knee. I like the opacity, so I am going to add to design. Here I'm going to stretch that out so I'm kind of finger to finger, boot to boot. And there you have a little bit of a reflection. When it comes to your second page and the flow of things, you want to think of your lanes. Not only am I a content creator, but I do multiple things. So I'm going to add a page. So page 1, I've got my keyword, my title. And then my second page, I'm going to go back over, close this little buddy, up to templates. And I'm going to find something where I can separate and bring value and a little bit of organization to what I do. And I think this is one of the hardest parts. So when it comes to content creation, I do short form video. Another good lane for me would be photography. And social media management. So here you can see where we can also use this little magic AI to rewrite, fix spelling, continue writing, shorten, make something more fun. But let me select it all. Let's see I'm going to put short form video. Help me create description. Help me create description for short form video. That's another fun little feature. If you guys have a Windows computer and you're a slow typer like me, you can hit Windows and H and you can voice dictate. And it is magic. I'm going to ask this to rewrite. More like this. Assist me in crafting. Okay, sure. More like this. Let's see what this says here. It needs more help. And below. Okay. So rewrite. More descriptions of what a content creator would use short form video. And generate. Woohoo! That's quite a bit. This, but shorter. You can also say 200 characters. And generate. There we go. Short form videos allow creators to quickly connect with their audience, showcasing tutorials, trends, entertaining content in under a minute. They foster creativity, brand awareness, and community engagement. So you can see where you can take this and tailor it. It's not 100%, but it gives you something to work with. And the great thing about that is you're still in Canva. You're not bouncing around to other apps. So here, when you see a short list, I'm going to put content creation. Content creation, visionary. And then what I'm going to do here is just stretch it out. I click outside the box a lot. I've seen a lot of my students when they go to start using Canva and they really struggle with trying to click in the box, or you can see these double boxes, what sometimes can be frustrating because you want to click in the small print. But anytime you need to reset and it's not clicking on what you like, I click outside the box. Or I'll hit position. And this is something I learned from a student. I'll hit position. You can also see the layers of everything on your screen. And then if you want something more balanced, you can see arrange. And maybe this box here, I want a little right. You can, if you have an element and you want it in the same place on every page, if you have multiple pages, arrange is great for that. If you want something top and then middle. So here's a little extra to creating these fun little pages. So your flow of things, you got your first page, your main topic, content creator. A fun little technique here. If you're working with somebody's logo, you can find the colors just by adding it to the page. And then when you go to text color up there, I'm just kind of going to go through and reiterate. And then you will see, boom, there's those colors. Your third page is going to be your relevance, what you're currently doing, or your show reel, or your demo, or your podcast. If we go over here and you get to see this exciting media makers here, I'm going to go to Bad Hollie. So what I'm doing right now, I'm going to share a page. I think I'm sharing. I'm going to check Bad Hollie and see what pops up here. Yeah, let's put Bad Hollywood in there. There I am. Here's a fun little video.
You are listening to The Morning Wood Show here on Military.
So if this is something, it really depends on what you guys have going on and what, if somebody's coming to you for a website, what they have going on. But the relevance page is important. And connecting that to Canva is easy. The first thing I'm going to do is you're going to see me go up and I'm going to copy the URL to my morning wood here. And then I'm going to pop back over and make sure I take you with me. Pop back over to Canva and go into apps. And then I'm going to put up where I put easy reflections, I'm going to put embedded. And then here you're going to see, this is the one we want. You'll see embedded. It'll say links. You can see like a little YouTube video logo. And I'm going to click that. And I'm going to paste that URL. And I'm going to put add to design. So this was fun. This is when I was working with Military Broadcast Radio. I was their executive producer, and it was a blast. They have a great cause, worked with a lot of veterans with PTSD, and we're giving veterans a voice. So now my relevance page, I'm going to shorten this here. I'm going to go and scroll back up to the more commonly used tools. And that's something that Canva's just started doing. Once you kind of get into apps, it will kind of drown out that feature and you got to scroll back up. I'm going to go to title. I'm going to click on my first title and go big or go home here. And I'm going to put in executive. Ooh, it's not finding me. Here we go again. And executive producer for Military Broadcast Radio. So for an example, my relevance. The fun thing about this too is you can even write a little description, but having stuff like this on your web page is a big deal. It's going to help with your SEO and your relevance. So not only does this title really, really matter, your 3 lanes matter. So you get deeper into more keywords of what your web page is about. And then having either an article or a blog or a YouTube video, especially YouTube videos, really is going to help that Google bot figure out, one, where to rank your web page and where to place you in a search. So we're going to go back through and recap. We've got page 1. You see, you got the little Bad Hollie sign rocking and rolling here. Content creator. Another thing you can add is like a secondary title. Denver, Colorado. Loud and proud. Not as loud as content creator, but you know, it kind of helps. And then we've got our content creation visionary. So when you think about search engine optimization, and a lot of people have a hard time understanding what SEO is. And the one thing I'm going to say is keywords. Keywords. If I pull up TikTok and in the search, I put content creator, whatever pops up within those first relevant searches is what's dominating. But the thing is, you don't just want to do content creator anymore. How many people do you hear say they're a content creator? So you want to add some sort of relevance to make you more distinct and to pop you up in that search above them. So if you think content creator, what could I add to this to give myself some relevance or some experience? How about experienced content creator? And then we're going to pull that so we can see it. And then what I'm going to do is use my favorite little voice tape thing here. Experienced. And pull that so we get the D. Ooh. That's what happens when I keep talking. So now I've just made this page stronger and more relevant because of how people are searching and what they're searching. So now I'm stronger here. I've got my 3 lanes: short form video, photography, social media management. Here I could put, not only is this content creator a creative source when it comes to visuals, I can also say I'm a singer and I'm an entertainer. I just don't want to dwell from the fact that I really want this page to focus on my content creation. Here I also have some relevance of what I do, and think of all the TikTok videos you can pull. You can pull a TikTok video, an Instagram video, and any attention that this video gets will also boost your views on, it's going to boost my views on YouTube. Last but not least, ba-boom. The last page of your website should just be how to get a hold of you. So now what I'm going to do is go back over into my design, my templates. And I want to find something that kind of fits that feel. Let's see here, template-wise. And templates are great. If I had to design a website from scratch, I don't know what I would do. I might get sensitive, but it's just me being honest. So I'm going to click on this page and think of something that you could do along the lines of content creation, what you want a potential client to see, or how to connect. Maybe let me help you tell your story. Today, call to action here. There's that beautiful Easter egg pink that I love so much. Here we go. But then clicking, you can see the A and then the text color. What I might do to save me, because looking up colors and writing them down, it's one of those things from being a content creator from the past where time is valuable. So I'm just going to pop my little logo up again. And then you'll see when I go back to the text color and the Easter egg pink, I can get rid of it. Here we've got some more fun pictures, and think of content creation and relevance here. Let's see. This is where you can tell there isn't one of those picture photograph boxes in the back. So this will be a little easier to kind of mesh up and put some stuff. Here's some restaurant photos. Which looks super delicious. And then what you want to do is add your email. I'm gonna do a cap locks here. Beachwood at beonair.com. There we go. And then adding your socials. It's important to add your socials because you want a place to harvest that curiosity. So I'm going to go over into elements where I said you can find practically everything. The last time, and I say practically everything, the last time I was helping a student out, I couldn't find a TikTok logo. So let's see. Still having trouble with the TikTok logo. So what you would do, bear with me, I'm going to bounce around, but this is the way to do it. I'm going to go over to TikTok. Let's do images. There we go. And I'm going to grab this one, save image, add it to my folder. Now I'm going back over into my Canva. I just figured out how to make sure I'm still sharing page, so I'm really excited. Right here, you're going to see uploads, and anytime you're uploading an element, you want to go to upload image or video. There's my TikTok, open, and I'll tell you, I'm a big TikTok fan. I love TikTok. So I'm going to grab this element. And I'm going to do my TikTok, go back to elements and do my Instagram. And you definitely can be a whole lot pickier. But for time's sake, I kind of want to bring you over to my website so I can really explain more in detail that flow and take some questions. I'm going to do Facebook. And then I'm just going to kind of size everything up there. But even under an hour, you know, if I had a little secondary source here, these pictures were taken at this restaurant, add a hyperlink to the restaurant. But really what I wanted to show you was definitely how fun and how specific this specific flow can be. So now what I'm going to do is bring you over into my website that I update all the time on Canva. I'm going to my homepage, and you can see here, I do everything from flyers to short form social media stuff. But I can tell you for the longest time, I had the hardest time designing websites, and it was not my favorite. And Canva changed that world for me. I want to get a little deeper and just kind of check and make sure you see if there's any questions in the chat or how we're doing. I'm peeking. I'm going back in. Here you're going to see edit design. This is a website that I have created a domain with, and I've got my domain through Canva. Just make sure we're viewing tab here. Okay, Alexa. So I'm going to hit edit design. After you go through and you've got you've concentrated on your labels in your 3 lanes and how to get a hold of you. You've got your secondary sources. Another thing you can do too is keep track of analytics anytime you're advertising your services or your website. And this was something that I had just kind of found out about. So I wanted to share. You'll see up here the analytics. So it's going to house all the details, including the click rate. So when I click the analytics, I'm going to hit website over here. As an analyst, I really like to go 7 days at a time. But for funsies, I'm going to hit this all time from when I first published it. You can see these spikes. It spiked here December 16th, which is kind of interesting, kind of close to Christmas. I published this website in September, which kind of gives you an indication of, it hasn't been that long that this site has been flying. But here, I love seeing these spikes, but what makes a difference is that 7-day read. I've been checked out in Singapore. You can see where people are connecting. Like they're connecting from Google, Google.com, Facebook. It's a big deal that you really have these keywords in check. So you get all the advantages of that Google bot in getting your website in front of the right eyes. I will show you a little bit of a trick here, which kind of cracks my students up. So you'll see the same relevance here. I have my name because I'm searchable because of its very unique spelling with the IE. And I am a creative marketing branding production pro. I did have at one point just creative marketing branding pro, but I do short form video, and I'm very savvy when it comes to production, and I've produced a lot of productions. So that's one thing that has really gotten my site, it's gotten my site some more eyes. So when I scroll down here, I have what I'm really excited about. I have a project coming up soon. It's 11 First Dates. It's a podcast, and I'm super psyched about. But then you're going to see my lanes. Find out more about what I do. This is now where I can house all my talents. Entertainment and music, podcasting producer, commercial work, and social media photography portfolio. You're going to see my relevance. Book an appointment, Hollywood at beonair.com. I'm based in Denver, Colorado, Northern Colorado. I'd ideally like to do more to this page. I work for the Be On Air network in my roles. Another thing that I have that maybe down the road we can kind of get into is a Google form. Google form is how, when I do have a client that is interested, that clicks on my webpage, they go deeper. They tell me about what projects that they're interested in getting help with, or what social media they need help with, or what social media management they need help with. And I can tell you, no two jobs are ever the same. I think that's one of the fun things about what I do. And then when I scroll down further, you get to see more of that putting that relevance with keywords. Authenticity meets strategy. And then you see my Gmail. And there's a link connected here. You'll see mail to, semicolon, and then my Gmail address. And then that gets me a direct email. And then you see all my fun socials. So there's a lot there. Another thing that Canva is really fun about, if you're helping somebody with their website and you want if it's a band or somebody that does need that daily or that weekly that daily or weekly update, you can also share a collaboration link. Then that band or that person with a product or that small business can get in to these pages and do a little mini update. But you're going to be the only one that's going to be able to publish the web page. So when it comes to Canva, when it comes to websites, Canva's really neat. Really neat. There's a lot there. You can use it for free. Don't forget, you just can't use those little crowns. There's a bunch of advanced design tools. You'll also get about 100 gigabytes of cloud space. Canva will also give you a 30-day free trial. So a lot of times my students will get all excited and want to hit that 30-day free trial. And I'll say, wait till you're ready to publish your website. Wait till it's ready. There's so much that Canva can do. And if you're just joining us and you're just scratching the surface, the big deal is just getting in there and starting to create, or getting on YouTube and watching webinars like you are right now. But remember that flow. Remember that flow. Those keywords are a big difference in how you optimize your website. Another thing is you want to have a clear call to action on your last page. That's something I think my page gets a lot of attention, and a lot of my spillover, those jobs go to my students. But book a consultation and connecting a Google form. So how are we doing, Linda? Do we have any questions? Do we have anybody hanging out with us? I'm trying to look in chat. I'm going to unmute you. There we go. I wish I could hear what you're saying. Yeah, okay, there
I
you go.
can unmute me. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It's really a great presentation, a lot of good information here. No real questions in the chat, but I'm wondering, I think people are mesmerized watching what you're doing. If you could scroll down on your website where you have some clicks, click here for more information, can you actually show them what happens when you click on some of those
Sure.
things?
I'll show. So it's attached to a Google form. So if you have a Google or a Gmail is powerful. Whenever I see somebody with a Yahoo, I'm like, uh-oh. Just knowing how all the advancements and how Google, really, really has that drive to stay on top. But yeah, I'm gonna go.
I would imagine as you're getting there, I would imagine that if somebody doesn't have a Google account, they should think about that before even starting to put this together.
Yes, I like that you said that. I'm going to go to my actual website here, and then I'm going to share. So here's,
I was going to just say, I think for a lot of people, they have email accounts that they've had for a long time. And while they're okay for your personal account, you really need to select the thing that's going to be easiest, right, for that customer to get to and show that you're current with the times, which is probably going to be that Gmail account. And perhaps to avoid a phone number is a good recommendation, but an email is very important.
yes, email is safe. Mm-hmm. Email is safe. So here you're going to see that, find out more about what I do when I click on this. Mm-hmm. You're going to see social media rebranding. So this is what anybody who's interested in going through that rebranding, and it is a process, I can tell you, on an analysis standpoint, we go through quite a rigorous process, and to grasp all of the details of the job, because you don't just want to say yes to anything. That is one of the big deals, is don't just say yes. You could be underpaid.
Right? I think that's good advice in anything, that you take on, not just the underpaid part, but not to necessarily say yes. It's very important that you're very clear on what the project is.
Very clear. And this helps when this kind of helps clean up the yuck. So there's not like just a bunch of emails back and forth. You can always go back to, and I can show you guys how to get to this. This is good. This is something I've got multiple forms. I've got my students attached to multiple forms, but it's also really good for an email collector if you're doing email marketing. But here, even just name, finding out the gist of what the project is, and getting into some detail. This is more definitely social media management type stuff. Or if you're working with an influencer, there's some people that take off with just not being able to handle the demand for their influence, and they have people that help them with content. Like I said, no two jobs are ever the same. But this is one of my Google Forms. And what I really love about my Google Form is it's not just me. It's not just me. There's a variety of creator there. So I don't feel like I'm a lone entity, or if there's a question that comes up or an area that I'm not specifically specialized in, I have that to kind of lean on. Like I can ask Jesse for this.
Mm-hmm.
But to create a Google form, it's pretty simple. You're going to go to Google, which I'll do here. And a good thing I just checked my emails. It's not going to be a scary thing, which is kind of funny. But here you're going to see here's our content thing. So I'm in Gmail right now. I'm going to go over to this little waffle, and then I'm going to go over to Google Drive. Here you're going to see my Google Forms. So that one that we just pulled up, let's see. Recent, let's see. I'm looking for that branding one, but I am, you can tell I'm always swimming in content here. I'll pull up this one for now. So here is a form that has 2 responses. I'd like to go down, but I want to keep people's names kind of anonymous right now. But as I scroll down, you're going to see everything that they fill out. Here on top, when I hit send, after I complete a Google form, it's easy to grab a link, and you can even shorten the link URL, which is really good for Instagram stories because you're very limited on your word count there. So it's like they kind of thought of everything. But let's see, we'll go to responses. When I go to questions, you see all my questions here. You can also, I'm going to click on one of these just so you can see how easy it is to edit. Literally, just click on the box. You can do multiple choice. You can do drop-down boxes and check boxes. If you have multiple choice, you can literally copy all of your options and drop them into the first section, and they will automatically filter down.
Holly, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm not exactly sure we're seeing what you might think we're seeing. There you go.
Are you there?
Yes, now I think
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
the one thing that I was worried was going to happen.
Okay, no worries.
But here, yeah, just clicking on the box, like give me more information on the selected options. So here I can click. I can hit click. Maybe I want a short answer. And then I've got this marked as a required question in order for them to submit it to me. You see these little stars here. So that is a big, big, big important part of connecting stuff like that to your website. I'm going to go here to your website. You'll see I have one here. You'll see Google Docs, Google Form, and get started. And I want one on every page. You're going to see one on this page. You're going to see one on this page, work with Holly, and then it's connected here to Let's Build. So what I'm trying to do is make it easy for anybody who's just clicking. And another little trick that I'll show you.
I think, Holly, by you opening it up and anybody who views this after, my recommendation was to just focus on you and what we were learning, because you can watch this. This is going to live on YouTube. But maybe we'll come back and do some of these Google Docs, because I think it would be helpful. When they rewatch this, when anybody that's here rewatches, you're going to get an overview. And I'm so glad you opened the doc, Holly.
I love those Google Docs. I do. I have, that's where I get a majority of my jobs, is what I'll do is I'll advertise on socials. Go to badhollie.com, or I'll put the Google, when you advertise on Facebook, your whole form and the little picture will kind of come up. You can even embed the form, which I can show you here. You can embed the form if you want someone to right away start working with you. So here, I'm going to go to I'm going to add a page. I'm going to go back up to that form. And I'm trying to share, so I think I'm back at the page.
No, that's all right. You have the form is up right now.
Okay, good.
I know it's tricky.
But it is. It's being. I'm going to go back here. There we go. I'm going to share this tab. So I'm gonna go to this page here, and I'm going to grab that link. I'm going to show you. This is fun. So even if you want to have that form right on your website, let's see where we were going. There we go. Back over to where your tools are, to apps, and then hitting embed. Clicking on that, and then this little blue tool here, adding that link, and then add to design.
I'm not sure if we're seeing everything you want us to see.
There we go.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So here, yep, I'll go back. So here along the side, yeah, I did it again. Here on the side, you're going to go to apps, hit that embed, and then you're going to take that link, and I'll show you how to pop up again, and add it right there, and boom, there's your questionnaire.
That's great.
And it's really neat to see students and how savvy they are, and hit that, like, that element of design and really come up with some neat stuff. But Canva, like I said, has such a vast connections in a lot of resources. So I'm psyched that I got to share with you some Web Flow today.
Did such a good job, Holly. I think people are mesmerized. They're not putting questions, but I truly feel, and we can get some feedback in the chat if you would like. It would be good to revisit this, right? And just to review and move it forward, some of the forms and that type of thing, especially if people play around a little bit over the next couple of weeks.
We I like I said, I remember having the hardest time with websites, even when I knew I had to construct a website or update a website or help somebody with their website or help myself with a website. I was so frustrated with web design that I didn't even want to say the word website. And the students, my students at the media school, we call it our digital house. So
I love that. Yeah.
But in today's world, having a digital house is helpful, especially if you have merch or you really want to give that person that wants to take a deep dive into you all access. And, thinking about all the stuff we do, all the stuff that we do is so vast. So having that under, like I said,
having
that compartmentalized in one little digital house. So
right. And it's so clean looking. I mean, it's not a website as you may have imagined it before. It really is your information keeper, right? It's where your stuff is and a way to reach you. I think it's fabulous and good looking, nice and clean.
Yeah. If you're interested in more, please drop a comment below. If you need any tips or tricks or what you're looking for, whether it's more story help, more real life application advice, or learning about what I'd really like to get into is content pillars next, and their importance. It's one of those things where we had our 3 lanes in the second the second spot of the website. But there's kind of a structure and a strategy to kind of go back to see what works and what doesn't work. So your feedback definitely is going to shape our future sessions. So don't forget to stay connected. Stay connected with us on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on TikTok, my favorite. And, hang out with us Be On Air Network people in our amazing journey. And especially if you're an aspiring content creator, let us know how we can help you, motivate you, or what you're curious about.
Fantastic. Thank you, Holly. Have a good night, everybody, and we hope to see you around the block. Join us on YouTube.